Have you ever stopped to wonder why you stick with certain brands? Really stick with them. It's almost never just about the product, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and see how modern companies strategically turn a one time purchase into a relationship that can last a lifetime. Now, really, take a second. Think about your favorite brand. What is it? Is it just the product or is it the service? Maybe it's just the way it makes you feel. Yeah, that feeling. That connection, that's what this is all about. And here's the kicker. It's not an accident. It's a very deliberate strategy. All right, so when we talk about a relationship in the business world, what are we actually talking about? Let's break it down and start with the absolute basics, the real foundation of customer loyalty. Okay, so the big goal for pretty much any smart company out there is something called customer relationship management. You've probably heard it called CRM. Now, a lot of people hear CRM and they think of some complicated software. But for right now, just forget the tech. Think of it more like a philosophy, a whole mindset. And it's all about two things: delivering amazing value and making sure you're genuinely satisfied. And yeah, those two things, value and satisfaction, they are the absolute key ingredients. Seriously, without both of them working together, a real relationship well, it doesn't happen. So let's dig into what each of those really means. So first up, we've got customer perceived value. This is basically the little calculation we all do in our heads before we buy something. It's like we're weighing two sides of a scale. On one side, you have all the good stuff, the product itself, the great service, how cool the brand makes you feel. And on the other side, you've got all the costs, the price tag, sure, but also your time, your energy. If that benefit side feels heavier than the cost side, boom, we see it as a high value deal. All right, so you've bought the thing, the value calculation made sense. Now comes the moment of truth, satisfaction. The big question is, did it live up to the hype? Did it do what you expected it to do? If the answer is yes, then hey, you're satisfied, you're content. But what if it goes beyond your expectations? That's when you're not just content, you're delighted. And that feeling of delight, that's the little seed where real loyalty starts to grow. But that raises a really interesting question, doesn't it? Should a company bend over backwards to satisfy every single one of its customers? Every little need? And the answer is actually no, not exactly. The most successful companies are smart about this. They're selective. They pour their energy into delighting their target customers, the ones who are the best fit for them, instead of running themselves ragged trying to be everything to everyone. And this whole idea of being selective is part of a way bigger change in how businesses connect with people. Thanks to technology, the old rulebook has been thrown out the window. We've gone from a monologue to a real dialogue. Think about it. It really used to be a one-way street, right? Companies would just shout their messages at you, like a megaphone. TV ads, billboards, it was all broadcasting. But now, it's a completely different ballgame. It's a two-way conversation happening on blogs, on social media. The best marketing today isn't about shouting. It's about engaging, interacting, and actually building a community. This quote here really just nails it. Customers, empowered by today's new digital technologies, interact with companies and with each other to shape their relationships with brands. What that really means is the power has shifted. You, the customer, you're not just sitting on the couch watching the ads anymore. You're out there, an active participant helping to write the brand story. You're co-creator. Okay, so we get the theory, the game has changed. But how do companies actually do this? What are the real practical steps they take to build these bonds that are so strong they become, sticky? Well, it all starts with a foundation of data. Step one is simply collecting information to understand who you are and what you like. Then they need the right tools to actually use that data. From there, they can start to customize products and services just for you. And it's all supported by customer service procedures that ensure they know who you are no matter how you reach out. Phone, email, chat, it's all connected. It's a whole system designed around you. And you can bet they are measuring everything to see if it's working. Of course, they're tracking customer satisfaction. That's a given. But they also look at something called share of wallet. It's a simple idea. Of all the money you spend on, say, coffee in a month, what percentage of that are they getting? And finally, they look at the stability of the relationship. Are you sticking around year after year? So really, the end game here is to make you so happy and to make their service so valuable to you that the idea of switching to a competitor just feels like a huge pain. It's too much of a hassle. It's what economists call creating high switching costs. But the cool part is they're not locking you in with a nasty contract. They're locking you in with just plain old excellence. Now, this sounds like a ton of work for a company, right? So why do it? What's the big payoff in the long run? Why put in all this effort? Let's talk about why it is absolutely worth it. And just look at this. It is a genuine win-win. It's not one-sided at all. On one side, the company gets more purchases, lower costs, and that amazing free advertising we call word of mouth. But on the other side, you get benefits too. You get social benefits, a sense of confidence and trust, maybe some special treatment. It really feels more like a partnership than just a transaction. So to put a real number on this, companies use this incredibly important metric called customer lifetime value, or CLV. This is huge. We're not talking about the profit from one single sale. We're talking about the value of the entire stream of purchases you're likely to make over a lifetime. I mean, think about every single coffee you'll buy from your go-to spot for the next 20 years. That's your lifetime value to them. And this is exactly what luxury brands are masters at. A company like Cadillac isn't trying to sell you a car. They're trying to sell you your next car, and the one after that, and the one after that. They're playing the long game, investing in a relationship that could span decades, all built on a promise of value and experience. And to build that lifetime value, they also focus on increasing their share of customer. What does that mean? Well, it's about getting a bigger piece of your spending pie. Think about your bank. If they have your checking account, you can bet they also want your savings account, your mortgage, your credit card, your car loan, the whole shebang. It's all about deepening the relationship they already have with you. Okay, and now for the big one. When you take the lifetime value of one customer and you add it to the lifetime value of all the other customers, and you even add in the potential customers, what you get is the company's customer equity. And you've got to understand, this is the ultimate asset. It's literally the total future financial value of a company's entire customer base. So really, the modern business playbook is actually pretty simple, but it is so powerful. It's this. Stop seeing customers as a series of one-off transactions. Start seeing them as what they are: valuable assets. Assets that, if you manage them and invest in them, will actually grow and become more valuable over time. And that brings us right back to where we started. So I'll ask you again, which brands have earned your loyalty? Now that you know all this, can you kind of see the playbook in action? How have they consistently delivered that value and satisfaction that's made you stick around? Because at the end of the day, that's what it all boils down to. In business, just like in the rest of life, the strongest bonds, the ones that last, they're always built on two things: mutual value and real, genuine appreciation. Something to think about the next time you reach for your favorite brand.